Section 5.7 is transformations with quadratic functions. We are given a new formula which is called the vertex form. It's y equals a parentheses x minus h quantity squared plus k, where hk is the vertex. Normally the vertex is just a xy, but this is a special x and a special y. And it's now going to be called, the vertex is now going to be called hk. And don't forget the axisymmetry is x is equal to h. When the quadratic function is in standard form, we are then going to convert it into vertex form. So make sure you write this formula down. You have to memorize it. Example 1, write the function in vertex form. Y equals x squared plus 6x plus 5. First thing we're going to do is identify your a. Then we're going to find the vertex. The vertex is, remember, the formula for the x value of the vertex is negative b over 2a. And then we find the y. So the vertex is negative 3, negative 4. And now it's hk. It's no longer xy. Now we're going to plug it into the vertex form. Again, write the vertex form down, the formula down. So the a is 1, so we're going to plug in 1 for a. X minus h. Now look at that formula. That minus means it's the opposite. So it's going to be x minus a negative 3, quantity squared plus k, and k is negative 4. Now let's clean this up a little bit. We don't have to write the 1. If you have a is 1, you can just drop it. We're going to clean up inside the parentheses. X minus 3, x minus a negative 3 is x plus 3, quantity squared minus 4. And that is the vertex form. Number 2, we're going to identify a. A is, this is example 1b. A is negative 2. Let's find the vertex. Now, x is equal to negative b. A is the vertex, but we no longer call it x. We now call it h. So h is 2. Plug it in to the equation to find your y, which is now, remember, y is now called your k. Write the formula down and then plug into the formula. And that is the vertex form. Okay, you try to do 1C by yourself. Turn off the recording, see if you can do it, and then turn it back on to check your work. Okay, let's see how you did. A is 2. The vertex is HK. So the vertex is 3, negative 1. So we're going to plug that into the vertex formula. Once again, always write the formula down. Okay, example 2. We are going to write the equation of the graph in vertex form. Now this time we're given the graph. And notice we're given 3 points. The vertex, the point negative 1, negative 2, and then we have the other point. We know that the vertex is 3, 2, and we have, that's the vertex formula. And we have the point 3, the vertex 3, 2, the other point negative 1, negative 2, and the point on the right, which is 7, negative 2. You can use either the point negative 1, negative 2, or 7, negative 2 to plug into the vertex formula for x and y. It does not matter which one you use, you will get the same answer. But we're always going to use the vertex for hk. So let's plug in. or I'm going to use the point on the left. So y is negative 2. You could have used the point on the right too. A, we don't know our a, so we have to find our a. We know our x is negative 1, and we know our h is 3. And so remember the formula says x minus h. And then our k is 2. Now we're going to clean up inside the parentheses, combining negative 1 and negative 3 is a negative 4, quantity squared, plus 2. We're going to combine negative 4 squared is a positive 16, and we're multiplying times that a, so we're going to put it in front. And then this is a simple equation we're going to solve for a by subtracting 2, dividing by 16, and we get negative 1/4 is equal to a. So now we're going to plug back into the vertex formula our a and our vertex, our hk. And that is our vertex form. Okay, let's try another one. Again, we're given 3 points, but we only need 2 points. We always have to use the vertex, but we get to choose. We can either choose the negative 413 or the 213. First thing we're going to do is write the formula down. I'm going to use the point 213 and the vertex, negative 1, negative 2. Plug it in. Then we need to clean this up. We're going to clean up inside the parentheses. Multiply 3 squared is 9 and put that in front of the a, and then solve for a. Okay, now we're going to plug that into the vertex formula. And there is our vertex form. Okay, now we're going to graph an equation, but the direction says to graph in vertex form. So what that means is we've got to put it in vertex form before we graph. So always, it doesn't specifically say if it states up or down, but you should do that. It is going up, so I know that my graph is going to go up. Next thing I'm going to do is I am going to find the vertex, which again is hk. The h is 2. Now I'm going to find my k. So the vertex is 2, negative 14. So I'm going to plug that into the formula. And a is 1 because in front of the standard form, a is 1. So there's my vertex form. Okay, now I'm going to have to plot the vertex. And because negative 14 is off my graph, I am going to count by 2's. So I'm going to plot my vertex. Now I'm going to use stuff that I've learned in the past. I can try to find my x-intercepts. To find your x-intercept, you plug it, you put the function equal to 0. It does not factor. So that won't work. I'm going to plot 0c, which is 0, negative 10. Oops, I forgot to write my negative. Okay, now notice the points 0, negative 10, and 4, negative 10 are really, really close to the vertex. So I need another set of points that are a little bit farther away. So I'm going to choose to plug in negative 2 in for x. The reason why I did not plug in negative 1 is because I'm counting by 2's. Now I'm going to plug it into the vertex form, which is really, really easy to do. So I get the point negative 2, 2, find the corresponding point, which is 6, 2, and there is my parabola. Okay, example 3b. going to graph in vertex form, so the very first thing I'm going to do is find the vertex, which is HK. Put it in the vertex form. A is 1. And once again, don't forget that it's x minus h. H is 3, so it's x minus 3, quantity squared minus 2. So I'm going to first plot my vertex, which is 3, negative 2. Extra points, I'm going to find my y-intercept, which is 0, c. Oh, I'll do that later. Now I just plugged in 1. I knew that I couldn't factor it. So when I plugged in 1, I got the point 1, 2. And then I found my y-intercept. Really doesn't matter which order you do that. So I got the corresponding point, and there are my 5 points. Okay, your homework. Make sure you check your odd answers in the back of the book to make sure that you are doing it correctly.